Om Shri Sai Ram. Offering my humble pranams at Bhagwan's divine lotus feet, respected guest speaker of the day, Dr. Siddhartha Raju sir, elders, and my dear brothers and sisters, a loving Sai Ram to one and all. Welcome you all to yet another session of Samarpan for the month of June, organized at Sundaram. It gives us great joy for us when we get the opportunity to come together and hear about the Lord, our dearest Swami. Once in a session in Vrindavan, when a student actually performed a musical program, Swami was very happy and he said that, wonderful, beautiful program. And then the teacher beside said, Swami, he is talented and the talent is gift of God. Swami corrected the teacher and said, talent is not gift of God, but talent is God. So, the person whom I am going to introduce today, he is a bundle of talent. He is not just a teacher, he is a musician, he is an actor, he is a sportsman, and complete all-round personality who is right now working in Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. Dr. Siddhartha Raju needs no introduction to our Sai family, especially at Sundaram. But let me take this good opportunity to introduce him formally before his talk begins. Dr. Siddhartha Raju is professor at the Department of Language and Literature at Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Prashantinalayam, Puttaparthi. After being an active member at Sundaram Bhajan Group in Chennai for several years, he became a part of the Prashanti Bhajan Group when he joined the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning for his MBA program. He had the wonderful opportunity to travel with Swami to Kodaikanal in 2009. Upon Bhagwan's command and direct instructions, he completed his MA in English in Chennai and joined as a faculty member in Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning in 2011 and continues to serve since then. In addition to teaching, he actively contributes to all the extracurricular activities happening at the institute, be it the music program, the sports, the dramatics, where he guides the students actively to put a program in Sai Kulwant Hall. And top it all, he was conferred the prestigious Sai Krishna Award for the best teacher in 2016. He is also actively now traveling across India and abroad, conducting Sai Bhajan workshop and delivering satsang talks. Let us all welcome Dr. Siddhartha Raju.
मधुर मधुर साई नाम मधुर मधुर साई ध्यान मधुर मधुर साई नाम मधुर मधुर साई मधुर मधुर साई बोध सुंदर सुंदर साई रूप जयतु जयतु साई कृष्ण. Offering myself at the lotus feet of my most beloved master. When the heart is full, words are few. My heart is so full of memories, so full of memories in every inch at Sundaram. but my words can't be few because I have been given a task to speak for the next 1 hour. Brother Aditya he summarized my life actually in those couple of minutes. But one can roam the world, but one cannot conquer home. You can go around the world and talk, but it is toughest to come back and speak at home. And that is what I feel right now. Coming back to Sundaram is like walking back to a reunion. So many things have changed. So many things have not changed. So many familiar faces, so many new faces. It is like coming back to a school reunion. And why I say school reunion is because Sundaram was my founding school. It was my founding school, but it also taught me very advanced lessons for life. And I will be failing in my responsibility if I do not thank all my elders and all my brothers and sisters here in the bhajan group who taught me everything that I needed to know as a youngster. The first lesson, the most important lesson I learned was how music is so dear to Swami, and that music can express emotions in the most purest way through Sai bhajans. I learned so many things about being in a bhajan session, from lower essentials like grooming, personal grooming, to higher essentials or higher goals like bhava, raga and tala. So in my experience, the safest topic that I can talk about is bhajans. So I think I will restrict myself to talking about bhajans, but it is also difficult to speak, like I said, to the crowd that knows you so well. And the topic for today that I will be talking about is adding raga, tala and bhava of life, and how it happened to me through bhajans. And like I said, all of this started right here. When we talk about raga, which is essential for bhajans, but it is also essential for life, because raga is nothing but melody. And the most melodious thing that happens in our life, the sweetest melody that happens in our life is Swami's presence in our life, how Swami comes into our life. For me, how it happened was, it was around 2000, 2001, when Swami used to be always present in our altar, but it was just an annual trip that we would make to Prashantanilayam or Brindavan, wherever Swami was, and nothing more than that. But at that stage in my life, around the year 2001, I was going through a very difficult phase in my life. Yes, you might wonder, 16, 17 years, what difficulty can you face in life? But at that time, it looked like the most difficult phase of life. When one of my cousins came home, he came home and he handed me a cassette, an audio cassette, and said, "Listen to this." I had no idea of what it contained, but I just played the cassette in my tape recorder. And from that date, what I heard has possessed me. What played out of that tape was Sai bhajans, of which I knew nothing about. But whatever that sound was, whatever that music was, it did something to me that made me realize that this is all I want to do. This is all I want to have in life. And it is said he can make mukam karoti vachalam. He can make the mute speak. He can make the people who can only speak sing also. And almost just like that, according to myself, I was only imitating the sound that was coming out of the tape recorder. But to the rest of the world, I was singing. With no formal training in music, I just started singing. But the only thing I was singing was bhajans. And at this point, Sai Bhajans was the only thing I wanted to learn. So I would attend 8 or 9 bhajans a week. Wherever there were bhajans, anybody told me there's bhajans in such and such a house, I would be there because every bhajan was new. And every bhajan was, I was adding every bhajan to my list. And I was realizing that there is so much that time is not enough to learn all of it. And at this point of time, after a couple of years, one of the brothers from the Sundaram bhajan group had come home. He heard me sing with great patience. He heard me sing. He said, "You're singing well, but you need to be trained." And he said, "I will put you in touch with someone. He will train you." And Swami just knows how to bring different people to your life at different points of time when you need them. And I was guided to this sir, who again very lovingly took me under his fold and taught me the lessons that I told you earlier on about how Swami would expect every bhajan singer to be, and how Swami would expect every bhajan session to be. Now, from here, just within 3 months of suddenly realizing that there is a formal way to learn Sai Bhajans, in this very hall, in the year 2004, for Ugadi, the Samiti that I had then joined, he guided me to a Samiti, and that Samiti had an opportunity to do a program here in this very hall for Ugadi of 2004. We practiced for a while. The program went very well. And shortly we were told that for Tamil New Year's Day of 2004, the same group, a few people are going to be selected to sing with the Sundaram Bhajan group. So we were asked to audition and repeat the same program. We repeated the same program, and 3 songs were selected. One of the songs that was shortlisted was the song that I sang. 3 singers were selected, but for the song that I sang, I was the only singer selected, though there were 3 of us as originally part of the song. And suddenly I am told, April 14th, you have now this chance to sing in front of Swami. So from where I started to where I reached, like Aditya said, talent is God, but you cannot understand why God chooses to give you a talent. And you can never understand why God chooses to give you the avenue or the platform to offer the talent back to Him. So 2004, April 14th, we go to Vrindavan, Swami is in Vrindavan. And by that time, for somebody who knew nothing about Sai Bhajans, the only desire was to sing one song in front of Swami. Sing one, enough. That's enough for this lifetime. But when I did go and sit inside Ramesh Hall, we were seated at least 30-35 feet away from the dais where Bhagwan was. 1 or 2 times, my eyes locked with Bhagwan. And when it did, the only thought I had was, Swami, this one chance is not enough. No, I need to sing more in front of you. I want one more chance in front of you. When we came back here, I was formally added to the Sundaram Bhajan group. And from there, the next 3 years was a learning for a lifetime. And which is why I said I cherish the founding lessons that I learned here so dearly. So I will talk about some of them later. A whole year goes, and now it's Tamil New Year's Day 2005. The next opportunity to sing in front of Swami comes. Swami is in Prashanthi Nilayam this time. We sang in Prashanthi Nilayam, after which Swami called all of us for a group photo. And that was the first time I'm seeing Swami at a distance of a couple of feet. And now you realize what it means to be so close to Swami. So now the desire is much more. The fire has been stoked. Swami, one song is not enough. Swami, I don't want to be away from you. Another year passes. Next chance is next Tamil New Year's Day, 2006. This time Swami is in Kodaikanal. And I had the opportunity to go and offer a rose to Bhagwan just before the music program after the card was offered to him. And that was the year I was applying for my MBA at Prashanti Nilayam. I'm forwarding a lot of details because of want of time. But by then I was sure I wanted to study in Swami's college, because studying in Swami's college meant chance to sing in front of Swami. So when I went with the rose, now imagine, darshans have been, in between we have had darshans, but the recognition that Swami gave, when I went with the rose behind our bhajan group convener, the look that Swami gave, the smile that Swami gave, it was one of great recognition. It was like as if he knew me so well. And the only way I knew Swami so well back then was because of all the opportunities I got here to serve Bhagwan. If you are a part of the bhajan group, the number of seva opportunities that you get here in Swami's mandir, so many opportunities we get. And every one of those opportunities, all my elders would say that, we are doing this for Swami. And there was Swami telling me, yes, I know that you have done this for me. And I had an opportunity to tell Swami, Swami, I have applied for my MBA. So I get through my MBA entrance exam. I joined Swami's University in June of 2006. And within 15 days, Swami comes to Parthi. He comes for darshan. And the first student that Swami picked to speak to after he came back from Vrindavan was me. And the only question I had was, Swami, can I start singing in mandir? And Swami said, yes, sing. Naraya paadu, he said. Nanna paadu, he said. So there began my love story began much earlier, but there began that formal induction into the Prashanti Bhajan group then, which has been the identity that Swami has blessed me to have. And everywhere, whenever I'm introduced, they say that he was part of the Sundaram Bhajan group. Generally, they tend to say for many years. It wasn't many years, it was 3 years, but it was many years of learning that was compacted into those 3 years. Now, when I talk about the melody, that's why I said I'm starting with the raga, the melody of Swami's presence in our lives. I can go on, and I'm sure that each one of us just have to think back about this melody in our lives. For each and every one of us, the song of Sai entering our lives is something that we should cherish forever. I move next to the next aspect of any bhajan session. We finished with raga, we then move to tala. And tala is nothing but beat, which can also be interpreted as discipline. Why discipline? Because it is actually this talam that keeps the world in order. There is a finite beat to the number of seconds in a minute, number of minutes in an hour. That beat does not change. And that is time itself. Time follows a beat. The rotation of the earth follows a beat. So in creation, we see that Swami has instilled this aspect of discipline. You will never find of course, unless it is a faulty battery, the clock is not likely to run faster or slower. It will follow the discipline of time. So when we talk about discipline in life, how can we or why should we have discipline in life? I'm going to quote Swami here. Swami says, boy ante behavior undala. If you are a boy, you are a boy only if you have behavior. Man ante manners undala. You are a man only if you have manners. Devotee ante, and we think devotion. Swami says no. Devotee ante discipline undala. For Swami, the hallmark of a devotee is the discipline that we have. Now, when we talk about discipline, for me, when it comes to bhajans, what I felt as discipline is the need for regular sadhana. Why we should have consistently regular sadhana in our lives, whether we are bhajan singers or whether we are bhajan participants, this aspect of discipline in our sadhana is something that we should all have. Now, this is where I recall consistency and why you should be regular. So when I joined the bhajan group here at Sundaram in 2004, in April, after we came back from Whitefield, there was a change in bhajan group leadership. And I was told to just come for bhajans on Thursdays and Sundays. There will be bhajans on Thursdays and Sundays. The bhajan group will lead bhajans. You can come and sit here and join the bhajan group. So this new leader who had taken over did not know me. I did not know him either. So I was coming here for bhajans, sitting here in the bhajan group, in the bhajan room here. We would sit for practice. Then after a few months, I was told you can come for altar decoration. Join them for altar decoration from 4 o'clock, then sit here for practice. And nobody asked me to sing. Okay? Now for somebody who has joined as a singer, that's the first thing you're waiting for, a chance to sing. But I would just keep coming because I was told you just keep going for bhajans. That's all you can do. After 6 or 7 months of just attending bhajans as part of the bhajan group, one day I was sitting in the room, in the mini prayer hall. I had moved the harmonium, I had taken the tabla, everything was done. Nobody had come for bhajans. It was almost 5 o'clock. I was sitting and singing by myself, singing to Swami's picture there. I was practicing something. When the bhajan group convener came in, "Nee paaduviyappa?" அப்படின்னார். சார் பாடுவியான்னா எனக்கு யாருமே சொல்லவே இல்லையே, நீ பாடுவேன்னு சொல்லவே இல்லையே. For 6 months, nobody knew, or he didn't know what I thought was general information. பரவாயில்லையே, நீ நன்னா பாடுறியே, சரி பார்க்கலாம், he said. I didn't immediately start singing. But that 6 months of wait, when I look at some of our students who joined today and joined the bhajan group, they want to start singing in hostel. Next week they want to sing in college. The next week they want to sing in mandir. The pace at which they want to grow, right? But discipline calls for just persistence regardless of what the outcome is, right? So first I was given maybe once or twice a month on Thursdays, Thursday singer. Then you graduate into becoming the Sunday singer, right? Then you graduate into becoming the first half of Sunday bhajans. You grow, you climb the ladder, but it takes time. And in that period, what is most important is that consistency does not drop. And this holds good in life also, right? Whatever we have as our sadhana, whatever we have as our discipline, the discipline for our sadhana has to happen regardless of the outcome. And I will tell you, I can go on with so many examples of how Swami rewards this consistency. For example, we had gone to Kodaikanal in 2009, and usually Swami would ask students to sing. Informally, during the day, Swami would say, sing something. So a few of us had practiced some songs. This brother with whom I used to sing as a pair, him and I had practiced one particular kavali. And we had put a lot of effort to practice it, but Swami never asked us to sing any songs. Then one day, Swami had invited some guests for dinner, so the dining hall was full and few of us had to sit out, could not join inside because there were not enough chairs. So some of us stayed out. They closed the dining hall, the session was going on. We didn't want to sit there, we just went out to the bhajan hall where bhajans happen in Sai Shruti. And after some time, we hear some laughter. So we realized Swami has come out of the dining hall. So we all, the few of us who were outside, started walking in one by one. I went in first. Swami looked at me. He didn't say anything. The second boy came. Swami stared. The third and the fourth came. Swami's stare became more prominent. Swami said, "Ekkadi nunchi vastunaru andaru? Where are they all coming from? They should not be there. Where are you all coming from?" So one of us said, Swami, Swami, bhajan hall. We were in bhajan hall. Another brother there wanting to save us said, Swami, paatalu practice chestunaru. Swami, they were practicing songs. Swami said, paatalu kadu, maatalu. They were not singing, they were talking. They had gone there to chit chat. Paatalu na, paadandi, he said. Swami just kind of threw an open challenge saying, let me see, can you sing? This was that chance we had been waiting for. Immediately we pulled the harmonium, we started playing, we sang the song, and Swami was so happy. But for us, what it reminded us was, you put the effort. Swami knows when to give. A very interesting story of one brother in one of Swami's mandirs, who is a very, very regular participant at bhajans and in the upkeep of the mandir. When Swami had visited the mandir, it was expected that Aarti will be given outside when Swami leaves. But this brother, being the ever vigilant, ever thoughtful, because Swami was expected to come inside for bhajans, he had kept an Aarti plate ready. But the main pujari was waiting outside. As expected, Swami came inside, was listening to bhajans, and suddenly Swami says, Aarti. And everybody is scrambling to inform the pujari who is sitting outside. Swami looks at this brother and says, take Aarti. Right? They say luck always favors only those who are prepared. When you are prepared, the chance comes, you blossom. The world will say it is luck. But you can blossom at that moment only if that regularity, consistency in your sadhana, in your practice, in your discipline has been there. So, what I learned here, I definitely did carry with me to Parthi. And again, like I said, I'm constantly looking at the clock because I know we all have to break on dot to make it back for the Sai Gayatri chanting at 7:45. But what I learned is that when you are consistent, Swami will find a way, Swami will create a way to give you his recognition. Another instance I'm suddenly remembering as I'm talking, I had not noted it down, is one day I think it was for a Thursday bhajan, there was torrential rain in Chennai. And there were maybe 3 or 4 of us only who had come for bhajans itself. There was nobody to play tabla, there was nobody to play kanjira, and there were only 4 of us. But that one chance to sing, on such days you get multiple chances to sing. That's when you realize that Swami knows when to give. But to give that, he will reward when there is consistency. And the example that you can think of for consistency is Shabari. Right? Intensely consistent. Every single day, Shabari prepared the ashram as if Rama was coming that day. And in that day's preparation, she did not allow the previous day or the previous months or the previous years disappointments to affect. Right? Consistently intense and intensely consistent. So, discipline in our lives has to be like that. It has to be consistently intense and intensely consistent. So, it should be such a thing that we know Swami is watching over it. It should become such a part of us that we are not aware that we are consistent. It just becomes a part of us. You're not doing it to be consistent. You're just doing it. It doesn't matter to you whether you are doing it as a part of consistency or not. So, when we talk about regular sadhana, sometimes it is understandable that we are not able to make it. Right? You miss the opportunity sometimes. A very beautiful story that happened to one of our brothers. So he was in the bhajan group and he had to go to Anantapur to get his dentures fixed. Not dentures, he has to get his clips. Right? He had to get his clips fixed. So he knew that if he went to the dentist, finished his work and took the bus from Anantapur, he will not make it back to Prashant Nilayam for the 5 o'clock bhajans. So he went and wanted to inform Swami that he won't be present for bhajans the next day. So Swami called him, he gave his letter and said, Swami, I will not be able to attend bhajans tomorrow. Swami said, why? He said, Swami, I'm going to Anantapur. I have to meet the dentist. Swami said, oh, no. So tomorrow, 5 o'clock, where will you be? Swami asked. Swami, I will be in the bus. I'll be on the way. Swami said, tomorrow at 5 o'clock, you do bhajans wherever you are. I will listen to you. Now, this is a very tricky situation because it doesn't mean that we can stop coming. It doesn't mean that we can do bhajans wherever we are at that time and we don't attend. But Swami is that loving where Swami says that it is okay, I understand, but don't stop that sadhana. At that time, what is given to that activity, continue it. The place may change, but your intensity for that sadhana did not change. Since I said there can be a different interpretation, let me tell you another story. So one of our teachers, after Swami's Mahasamadhi in 2011, and he is one of the longest standing bhajan group members, more than 30-40 years of being in the bhajan group. So one day after college, and he never misses bhajans in mandir, but one day after college, he is a little late and he does not want to go to mandir late. So he says, he thinks to himself, let me go back to my room and do bhajans. I don't want to go to mandir late. He goes to his room, he has a beautiful altar, he sings there, sits there and sings, and he participates in, he does bhajans by himself that day. At the end of the bhajan session, whatever, half an hour, 45 minutes, Sir says he had a great amount of peace that he was able to, sing just Swami and him. He felt very deeply connected to Swami. So the thought crosses his mind, this is more powerful than going to mandir. Should I go every day? This seems to be a better, opportunity. The thought just crosses his mind. 2 days later, in the morning, he gets a call on his phone. It is a student of his who had passed out many years ago. That boy calls from somewhere in North India. He asks, Sir, how are you? And Sir remembers the student and says, yeah, how are you? What are you doing? Where are you? And all that. And then the student says, Sir, actually I called because I wanted to share something with you. And Sir says, yes, go on. He says, Sir, I had a dream this morning. Swami came in my dream and told me, go and tell your sir, and named him. Go and tell your sir, I'm still sitting there in mandir for bhajans. That's all was the instruction. So he says, I don't know why Swami told this, sir, but he told me to tell you. Sir said, I know why Swami told you to tell. And therefore he says, Swami has directly told him that, I am there for bhajans. Better be there. So if in case the previous lesson had any other interpretation, this should have settled that, right? That Swami says, I am in mandir, make sure that you are there for bhajans. So we moved past raga, we moved past tala, and we moved next to bhava. Bhava is nothing but feeling. And Swami says, bhava is the most important thing for bhajans. Because people come to connect to Swami, while raga and tala are definitely important, the most important aspect is bhava. Talking about love for God and love for bhajans, we know how much Swami loved bhajans, because there was never a single day wherever Swami was, whether Swami was in Kodaikanal, whether Swami was in Delhi, Hadshi, Chennai, Mumbai, Prashant Nilayam, Vrindavan, it didn't matter. And we are talking, we can go back all the way from the day Swami declared himself as an avatar. He used a bhajan to declare himself as an avatar. So for Swami, bhajan, sankirtanam was something that was so dear to him. And every day for Swami, there was, bhajans must be there. Right? Wherever Swami physically was there, bhajans must be there. So we know how much bhajans mattered to Swami. What is the significance of this? How can we develop this bhavam of love for God through bhajans? Bhajan, Swami says, is aushadam. It is a medicine. Medicine for the mind, medicine for the soul. And we should consume this medicine till aushadam becomes amritam. You should be able to taste that nectar. Medicine is bitter, right? But this particular medicine of Sai Bhajans, if you keep taking it regularly, you will realize that that aushadam can become amritam. The beauty of this aspect of Sai Bhajans, the bhavam aspect of Sai Bhajans, is that when we have the bhavam, Sai Bhajans becomes an opportunity to have a conversation with Swami. You can have a very, very personal conversation with Swami if you develop bhavam when you are singing bhajans. And when I say singing bhajans, it is not restricted to those who lead the bhajans. In fact, it is easier for those who don't lead bhajans to have bhavam. Because those who are leading will be worried about the raga and the tala. They have to be on shruti, they have to be on beat. But the bhavam can be entirely accessed and accepted and felt by those who sit behind and follow for bhajans. Talking about conversations through bhajans, for example, see, any music, any form of music, definitely, but we are talking about Sai Bhajans, which is the highest form of devotional expression. It has the power to express. It has a latent power to express. And express what? Express anything. It can express every mood that you may have. For example, I'm just going to take this word Giridhara Gopala. Okay? गिरिधर गोपाला हे गिरिधर गोपाला हे गिरिधर गोपाला गिरिधर गोपाला हे गिरिधर गोपाला Giridhar Gopala. Different people would have felt different emotions. Somebody would have felt meditative. Someone else would have said a lot of devotion, bhakti. There is no one right answer, right? But using the same word, Giridhara Gopala, same phrase. Giridhara Gopala. Sai Giridhar Gopala Giridhar Gopala Sai Giridhar Gopala. You can express pathos, yearning, right? Giridhar Gopala, Gopala, Giridhar Gopala, Gopala. The whole mood can change. So Sai Bhajans has this innate strength to allow us to express our emotions and converse with Swami. Talking about conversations with Swami, it is so important to know the meaning of what we sing. I'll just share one incident that happened with me in 2009. So I was singing this bhajan with the brother whom I said we used to sing as a pair. Sai Ram, Sai Sham, Mere Sai Ram. Right? And like I said, in fact, in this bhajan, the next line, Mere Sai. There is so much of scope to converse with Swami, to express to Swami, Mere Sai, Mere Baba. मेरे प्राणनाथ राम. So we were singing this bhajan and we were singing the high line. तेरे द्वार पे मैं आऊं, मुझे शांति दो भगवान. The line says, we come to your doorstep. तेरे द्वार पे मैं आऊं, मुझे शांति दो भगवान. Truly speaking, as I was from Tamil Nadu, Hindi theriyadu. So I didn't know the inner meaning of what I was singing. But when I finished that line and I was looking at Swami and Swami was looking at us, मुझे शांति दो भगवान. Swami immediately, he just nodded his head and said, yes. And that's when I realized I had actually prayed for something. I had prayed to Swami saying, Swami, give me Shanti. And though I was not conscious of it, for Swami, when there is music, when there is love, what you say is felt by him. And he responded to us so casually and so effortlessly. I realized it was like ask and response. Though I never realized I was asking, right? So when we sing our bhajans, if we can pay attention to the meaning of what we are singing, every line becomes an opportunity to converse with Swami. In fact, I wanted to tell this story. And when I came here today, Anna told me to sing Sai Brother Shanti De. And I felt Swami was again telling me, yes, pay attention to what you're singing. And that line has everything. Sai Brother Shanti De, Anand De. So, yes, Swami can make every single line of every single bhajan a part of your conversation with him. So it comes down to our raga and tala, the melody of our lives and the discipline of our lives. And Swami says, raga and tala are like the flowers of a garland. But it is bhava which is the thread that makes it a garland. So in our lives, we need to make sure that along with the melody that we have, that is Sai, and the discipline that we have in our sadhana, what is very important is to have this bhava of feeling, having love for him. And the best way to express our love for him can be through bhajans. Bhavam, it comes from intense craving for Swami, right? Or the Lord, or his grace, or his love. Swami says, anything when it comes, it gives happiness. Anything when it goes, it gives sadness. So there was a time in my student life when like I said, I went there only to sing bhajans. And there was a time when that was not happening. For various reasons, I was not getting the chances that I thought I should be getting. And at that time, I thought I had only 2 years. Little did I know that 18 years later, I'll still be there singing for him. But out of frustration of not getting my chances, I realized I'm not enjoying darshan. Because every darshan, you are going with hope, with anticipation. Doesn't get fulfilled, you come back with disappointment. I saw one brother in the hostel, and I saw that he was somebody who never ran for first line. He was not a singer. He never ran for first line. He never held a letter. He would sit in the back, he would enjoy Swami's darshan, and one day when he was walking past me, I saw how peaceful he was. And that peace drilled something into me. He's not asking for anything and he's so peaceful. That is my problem, right? I'm asking, which is why I'm not having peace. So I wrote a letter to Swami, and I wrote in that letter saying, Swami, if you cannot fulfill my yearning, take it away. Take it away so that I can just sit and enjoy darshan. Swami called me. Swami took the letter. He opened the letter and read it. he gave me one deep, long stare. I thought, finished. With that look, he is burning away all the yearning. Right? And Swami said, Pada Namaskaram Teesko. So I took my own sweet time because I thought this is the last Pada Namaskar. After this, no more desire for Pada Namaskar is going to be there. Chance won't come. So I took my time, patiently took Pada Namaskar, came back and sat. When I came out after bhajans, one of our teachers who was in the bhajan group, he asked me, something was going on between you and Swami today. That look that Swami gave you, what happened? He said. I confessed to him. I said, this is what it is, sir. I am not able to enjoy Swami's darshan. I told Swami this, and Swami took my letter. And he said, Siddhartha, you have made a big mistake. He said, the one thing you should never give up is yearning. You should never ever give up your yearning for Swami. I said, sir, now what do I do? I've already submitted my application. He said, don't stop yearning. You told Swami, but now you can make a difference in how you think. Don't think that you should let go of the yearning. I didn't. Thanks to his advice. Again, Swami sends you the right people at the right time. Till I heard a story that happened in Kodaikanal, where one day Swami was with the students and Swami got up to walk. And Swami would give this opportunity to boys to help Swami get up and walk, right? It was just a chance that he was giving us. So Swami held a boy's hand, and as Swami was walking, he saw all the other boys eagerly looking up. And Swami said, see, chance. I'm giving him a chance to hold. And then Swami told them, yearning to hold Swami's hand is more important than holding Swami's hand. Because we may or may not get that chance to hold his hand. But we all have the equal opportunity to yearn to hold his hand. And when the yearning is intense, when the yearning is consistent, he will find a way to fulfill our yearning. Right? So when we talk about bhavam, it is so important that we keep having that intense yearning for him. And bhajans gives us that opportunity to keep that yearning going. Because bhajans has, like I said, an opportunity, gives us the scope to sing for him, realize the meaning of what we are singing, and the mood that is there in every bhajan by itself. When we talk about, okay, I will have to skip for want of time. Going back to Sai bhajans, why Sai bhajans? This is going to be my last point. That Sai bhajans contains 4 gems in them. It contains the gem of his name. It contains the gem of his form. There are so many bhajans that describe his form. Kashaya Vesha Dharana. Right? For example, it describes his form. Sai bhajans describes his message. Din dukhiyon se prem karo, mera Sai prasanna hoga. Prem Ishwar hai, Ishwar Prem hai, right? His message is there in Sai bhajans. His name is there in Sai bhajans. His form is there. And his place is there. All the places where Bhagwan is, they are all embedded in Sai bhajans. So the Naam, the Dham, the Roop, and the message. Which is why when I started with Madhura Madhura Sai Nama. Madhura Madhura Sai Dhyana. Madhura Madhura Sai Geeta, Madhura Madhura Sai Bodha. All of that is there in Sai bhajans. If we can make Sai bhajans a part of us, we are making all of that a part of us. We are making his message a part of us. We are making his name a part of us. We are making his form a part of us. And we are making his place as a part of us. And when I say making it a part of us, this is a very, very beautiful incident that happened a few months ago in Prashanti Nilayam. So there is this brother who comes from Orissa. And whenever the Sevadals from Orissa come to Prashanti Nilayam, either they come for Seva or they come for Yatra, this brother comes along with the group. Now this brother is in the worldly language to speak, this brother is mentally challenged. Okay? But actually, he is far more advanced than all of us. So he can't express himself. We can't understand what he speaks. And he speaks Odia or he speaks Hindi. I speak neither Hindi nor Odia. He's a big fan of bhajans. Why I said, making a bhajans a part of us. He's such a big fan of bhajans. Whenever bhajans end, when we come out, he will be there. And he will ask, he will know by ear, he will know who sang, who didn't sing. So he will say, so and so didn't come. Where is he? This fellow didn't come. And sometimes he will suggest bhajans to us to sing. He'll say this, sing that. Now, in spite of this brother having difficulty in communication, when it comes to bhajans, he knows all the bhajans there is in Prashanti Mandir. And he knows every variation of the bhajan, of every line. Amazing how somebody can just absorb bhajans like that. So one morning, he met a few of us near the Sri Satya Sai Media Center. And whenever he sees Ravi sir or Amay brother or me or a few of us, Ashwath, he will catch us and he'll ask us to sing. And wherever he sees us, it doesn't matter. He may see us on the road, he may see us in the ashram. He's a free spirit. He will be everywhere in Prashanti Nilayam. So wherever he sees us, he'll catch us and he'll say, sing this bhajan. So that day morning, he caught. When I say caught, I mean it in a very light way. He stopped both of us and he asked Ravi sir and me, sing Pratas Smaranam Sri Ramam. It is not a bhajan which is sung regularly in Mandir. Right? I'm familiar with it? Pratas Smaranam Sri Ramam. Right? And he very clearly indicated, you sing one line, Ravi sir should sing the next line. Alternate. So we said, okay. So he said, start. So he is directing us. You, like that. And he wants us to sing it with the variation. So when we are singing, Pratasmaranam Shri Ram, Pratasmaranam Shri Ram, Munijana Sevita Shri Ramam. He's saying, give that variation. Munijana Sevita. He wants that. Right? Shri Ramam. Anandadayaka Shri Ramam. Sing again. You didn't give the variation. Anandadayaka Shri Ramam. Moksha Pradayaka Shri Ramam. Bhajaman Sai Ramam Ramam. Bhajaman Sai Ramam. He's giving, as we are singing, he's doing all of that. And he knows exactly what needs to be given. We finished. Every single time I've narrated this story, I can't help get emotional because that brother is so talkative. Okay? When we finished the last line. He was just looking into space. He was just looking into space. He did that. And he just walked away. And I was thinking, he is able to get that bliss out of our singing. We are not able to experience it. And we say that he is challenged. We are challenged. Right? I'll never forget that sight. That sight is so vivid in my eyes. Every time I think about that moment, because in his eyes, in the way he looked into space, you could make out the bhajan was in him. You could make out he's seeing Swami. That is what every bhajan can do to us. That is what every bhajan should do to us. Swami, may we be blessed to be like the harmonium, hollow and contain all the melody in the world. Swami, may we be like the tabla, maintaining rhythm and discipline, where the heart beats for you. And Swami, may we be like the camphor on the aarti plate, selflessly burned to give light, leaving no trace behind when the job is done. I thank you for this opportunity to think of him, to recall all my memories at Sundaram. Grateful to Bhagwan for this opportunity. Thank you. Sai.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful 1 hour session of your experiences with Swami. I think the thunderous applause is a proof for that. I think true to your roots to Sundaram, the entire talk was split into the Bhava, Raga and Tala, and so beautifully you shared your experiences and made us understand that it's all that consistent earning we should have for Swami, and we should never lose that. I think that one thing we take from your talk is that let us all pray to Swami to bless us, that we continuously earn only for him and nothing else. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and coming over here and talking to all of us. So, as a small token of our love from the Sundaram team, we would want to present a memento to you. So I request Sri Gyaneshwar Srinivasan sir, member Sri Satyasai Trust Tamil Nadu, will be felicitating.